答他前的开始啊。
A short talk in front of the Great
当天
Stupa.
下午发往为一座即
On
将
the afternoon of July 4th, Ijinur would bless the Great Stupa of Dharmakaya that was under construction at the time and participated in the lamp offering ceremony as a celebration of the U.S. Independence Day.
喝了很长时间的是没有建成。
At that time,
说是这个
it is said
这个
that
大塔的话
the
呢，
stupa
就是传播
will
仁波
be
切的传播仁波切原籍是要
accomplished
接近
very
加拿大
soon,
的一个地方，
but it
就是
took
在那里
rather
原
quite
籍
a
的。
while. Well,
然后后来就是他
Chogyam
的
Trungpa Rinpoche
土
passed
改
away in
然后
at a
盆
place
骨
that's
还有这
at
个
a
牙
border
齿
of
还有固色
U.S.
就是
and
这些都
Canada.
装
And
在
that
这个
time,
大塔里
his
面的。 然后从
various
88
kinds
年
of
应该
bone
建的，
relics
就是说
are
是用了
contained
13
in the
年还
stupa.
是就是
It
它是
started
建的时间
building
是比较
in
长的。
88 and then
然后
built
就是
for
当时我
13
们去的
years.
时候，就是大半都建完了，但是后来好像是也过了好几年以后才
Majority
能
part
就是
of the
就是这
stupa
样的。
was already
当
built
时我们这个
when we
出
were
席了，
there,
因
but
为
then
当时
after
是他们觉得
still
是难
after
得机会，
quite
虽然没有
many
建完，
years,
但是
then
让
the
法王家
stupa
就是在他的那个
was
塔的下面
finally
呢，就是做了这样的一
completed
个
in
这个活动。
construction. And then
本来
Pontsum
今天我
Rinpoche,
没有
after
太多的话要讲，也没有
bestowed
这方面的
blessings
准备，但是呢， 按照你
to
们
the
所说的
stupa,
要
then
求，
he
简
gave a
单
short
说
talk
几句。
as follows.
想必今
He
天
said
几
that
句在
today
这
I
场
don't
的
have
都
much
是
to say
佛
as I
教徒，
haven't
而
prepared
且
anything,
都
but
是
in
属密宗
accordance
敬
with
仰
your
禅的。
request,
我估计在
I will
座
just
的
share a
大
few
部
words
分
with you.
人都是
I
传
believe
播
all
仁波
of
切
you
有信
gathered
心
here
和
today
欢
must
喜
be
心的。
Buddhist
如
practitioners
果
and
是
in
唯一
particular
岁水
Vajrayana
怕的话，那
practitioners
么
of
仁波
sacred
切一
mantra.
生的
I
事
guess
业
you
有
have a
两
deep
点，一
faith
是
and heartfelt
实现
delight
这
in
个威
Chogyam
猛
Trungpa
的行为，
Rinpoche.
不就
If you
转
want
身
to
你
follow
向往
him
了他
wholeheartedly, you should have
依
a
靠
good
军队来
understanding
度
of
化刚才
Rinpoche's
隐
main
瞒的众
activities
生，
that
而是修
he
行大
fulfilled
树
throughout
引
his entire
当继
life.
承成
These
就的方便
activities can
方
be
法。
summarized into
他
two
们
aspects.
你
One
们
is
都
to
是也是
demonstrate
这么
fierce
修的，就
conduct
基本都是
and
佛
in
教
the
徒
near
就是
future to
法
be
王前面就
born
做了这
in
样
the
一个。
kingdom
那
of
当天的话，这个
Shambhala,
法座
where
是在
he
外
will
面，就
employ
是
the
在那个
force
大
of
塔正
armies
在
to
建的
tame
下
the
面就是
to
建。
tame and
就是
liberate
他在法
unruly
王在
and
那个上
rampant
面。
barbarians.
当
The
然，
other is to
修
practice Mahamudra and
如此
other
大乘
skillful
法的信
instructions
人
that
都
can
会
lead
有
one
两
to
个
attain
愿望，一
Buddhahood
个
in
是
this
暂
very
时呢
life.
就是
I
享受
know you
人
have
天界
been
的安乐。
engaging in
第
these
二
two
呢，
main
就是追求
activities
获得
over
佛
these
果。
years
这方
and
面的
are
话，佛陀宣说
authentic
了许多的
followers
方
of the
便
Buddha
法门。
Dharma and
而
your
成遍
teacher.
这种
Being a
增上乘
practitioner
和
of the
决
great
定神，
vehicle, all of us
这
have two
些
goals
方
in
便
our
方法
Dharma
就
path.
成就
One, to enjoy
主
the
要是这个
temporary
弟
peace
子
and
经上
happiness
有
in
四
God
种
and
核
human
心法，
realms and
哪
to
四
attain
种呢？就
ultimate
是第
fruition
一，
of
一是在以前没有
Buddhahood. The
的
Buddha
地方
taught
呢，就
many
是建
skillful
造
means
佛塔。
through which
第二
we
呢，就
can
是供
accomplish
养这
these
个
two
僧众
goals, the
金
temporary
色啊，就
happiness
是可以
in
金
the
堂
higher
啊，金
realms
色啊。
and
第三的
the
话呢，就是
definitive
调节这
virtue
个
of
僧
full
众之间的一
enlightenment.
些分裂
Mainly,
啊，
we
就
need
是
to
这
accumulate
些。
merit and
第
to
四是
purify
主要是这个
obstacles
修
where
持菩提心，
there
就
are
是慈
four
悲
key
心。
methods we should
整个
use.
佛法
One
当中
is
没
to
有比
erect
这
a
四点
stupa
更
in
殊
place
胜
where
的
there
方
is no stupa.
方便法。
Two is to offer or build a monastery or sangha gathering.
这四种方法当中最殊胜的一种呢，
Three is
就
to
是在以前
purify,
没有佛塔的
to
地方
pacify the
建造佛
disharmony
塔。
within a
佛陀在
sangha
佛经
group,
当中
and
也是
then
说啊，就
four
不说这个
to
建造这
cultivate
大的佛
loving
道的功德，
kindness
其
in
实
all Buddhist
小伙儿只
doctrines.
为了
These
这个
four
游
are
戏
the
用
most
这个沙
supreme
子做成的
practices
佛塔的形
for
象的话呢，
accumulating
那么
merit and purify obstacles. Within the
没有
four,
这个
the
其
best
他的
ones
金
to
子尽量也
erect
会
a
就
stupa
是
in a
无
place
气
where
的，就
there
是
isn't
获得
one. As
佛
the
果
Buddha
啊，
taught in
就
the
是
sutras, besides the
什么
inconceivable amount of
来自
merit
孩童
accrued from the
来自孩童
actual
其实啊，
building
就
of a
是
stupa,
来自
even a
孩童
child
是
simply
聚
makes
少
the
为佛
image
塔，
of
就
a
是他
stupa
那个器
with
具的这个
sand
沙子呢，
while
就是作为
playing.
佛塔。
This
如
act
是助
alone
等人
generated so
皆以
much
成
merit
佛道，
that it
就是
will
那
lead
个
this
妙法
child
莲华经里面有
eventually
的，
to
就
the
是说是
ultimate
这
enlightenment of
个
Buddhahood.
来自一
This
些
is
孩童的
stated
游
in
戏
the
的话呢，
Lotus
就是
Sutta,
把那个
Sutra,
沙子做
where it
成
is
这个
says that
佛塔的
even if a child who makes a stupa out of sand while playing, then this act will eventually lead that child to ultimate enlightenment. This merit itself can bring about incredible results without a doubt. In terms of the size of the stupa to be erected, as the sutra states, just to build a stupa in the size as small as a marrow-balance seed will enable one to temporarily take rebirth as a Chakravartin ruler, possessing inconceivable wealth and happiness, universal monarch, that is, and ultimately to attain Buddhahood in a short period of time. The merit will be much more inconceivable if if one is to erect a large stupa of fine quality. Now the text, this A Journey to the West, has been translated into English, and when we got in touch with Gyatso Rinpoche's side, and we were told that they are going to build a stupa for Gyatso Rinpoche, and they quoted from this part of the book, because this is taught directly from Such being the case, if one makes a generous donation to the construction of a stupa, it goes without saying that the merit accrued will be extremely vast. Even if a small donation equivalent to the amount of 1% of your food consumed in the 3 meals of one day will generate the merit that enable you to not be born as poor and displeasing beings, but rather to always enjoy a pleasing appearance and material abundance life after life, and to attain Buddhahood before too long. Phuntsok Rinpoche, throughout his life, and at the time of his passing, in some books it also described that at the time of Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche's passing and cremation, various kinds of auspicious signs appeared, including rainbows of the 4 dignities, and rainbow takes the shape of katas and rainbow lights and so on. Trungpa Rinpoche also has 2 children right now, one of whom is Gisar Mukpo. He was recognized by Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche as the reincarnation of a beloved teacher of Trungpa Rinpoche, and another child who passed away at a young age was also a toku. And Gisar Mukpo doesn't want to be a toku. Rather, he said that he wanted to be in the film industry. There are various kinds of stories related to Trungpa Rinpoche. Trungpa Rinpoche passed away at the age of 48. A very short life. However, he left a great numbers of stories and lots of beneficial activities, and he used various kinds of skillful means to benefit people. But his ways of propagating Dharma is really different. There was once I heard that he required his students to sit in the shrine hall at 7 or 8 p.m. and then he showed up only at 2 or 3 a.m. If you were to be in that situation, would you feel impatient and angry about it? There are various situations and various kinds of skillful means Trungpa Rinpoche would use to tame his disciples. And then Phuntsok Rinpoche continued to say, as for those who personally participate in the construction of a stupa, if they spend time undergoing the hardships and difficulties involved in building it, there is no doubt that they will accumulate an inconceivable amount of merit. Even just carrying 1 stone for building a stupa during a tea break will enable one to be reborn as a Chakravartin ruler as many times as the numbers of atoms that make up that 1 stone, and eventually to attain perfect bliss and ultimate peace from the suffering of cyclic existence. There are the overall benefits that related to building a Buddhist stupa bringing about. If you construct a magnificent stupa specifically for Guru, then the merit generated is hundreds or even thousands of times greater than the general case. This is because the root Guru is the union of the 3 jewels. His body is the Sangha, his speech is the Dharma, and his mind is the Buddha. Further, if this stupa contains the precious relics of your root Guru, it will produce the same merit as building relic stupas for all Buddhas in countless worlds throughout the 10 directions. Even if it is building it with ordinary rocks and clay, you will still accumulate immeasurable merit compared to building stupas for all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with 7 kinds of precious jewels. Since you are constructing this great stupa to honor your root teacher, you will accumulate merit and enjoy wholesome results, as boundless as I've just mentioned. Not only that, because your guru had an uncommon connection with Guru Padmasambhava, King Gesar of Ling, and Kalpan King Rudrachakran, building his stupa also allows you to make closer connections with these great beings, which is in turn will bring you vast amounts of merits. In addition, making a donation of serving this project physically or verbally will accumulate boundless merit. Anyone who takes part in this project with the utmost energy and enthusiasm will enjoy longevity, good health, auspiciousness, and happiness in this present life, and in their next life they will be reborn in a pure land such as Sukhavati in the west or Shambhala in the north. In the later case, they will become the first principal disciple of the Kalpan King Rudrachakran. Today is the July the 4th, the U.S. Independence Day. Earlier on, Gyatso Rinpoche reminded us of impermanence, and we're all going to die very soon. Initially, I remember that day everyone was really happy, everyone dressed up for that occasion and sitting on the meadow and all that. And then Gyatso Rinpoche started talking about impermanence before Phuntsok Rinpoche's speech. And he said that, well, everything's impermanent, your life is impermanent, so you need to remember that. But then Phuntsok Rinpoche said that, and now I offer you the auspicious prayers that all of you will attain perfect happiness both temporarily and ultimately. Some claim that the world would end in 1999. I'm not sure whether that is true or not, but generally speaking, in the near future there may be diseases, hunger, unrest, and other disasters around the world. Considering the 3 misfortunes, we should be confident that there is no negativity that cannot be purified through confession, there is no disease that cannot be cured through medicine, and there is no unfavorable conditions that cannot be transformed through accumulating merit. To erect such a strong, splendid stupa with a sturdy construction will not only bring you peace and happiness, but also auspiciousness to the whole country and even to the whole world. Now, in front of the Dharma throne of Phuntsok Rinpoche, you can see the military-looking practitioners. They are actually all yogins. They're the Dorje Khasos, and in some videos you can see them playing instruments and over there holding the space. And then Phuntsok Rinpoche continued to say that to erect such a strong, splendid stupa with sturdy construction will not only bring you peace and happiness, but also auspiciousness to the whole country and even to the whole world. Well, years ago, you know that Colorado had this wildfire and the stupa was nearly to be burned. At that time, when I heard about that news, I was really worried because Phuntsok Rinpoche made the remark that this stupa will bring auspiciousness not only to the country but also to the whole world. This stupa contains the precious relic of Trungpa Rinpoche. Because of Trungpa Rinpoche's aspiration, his stupa will bring auspiciousness and benefit to the whole world. Well, now the stupa runs differently than the retreat center. Now the retreat center, I heard that a few years ago, it claimed bankruptcy, but the stupa is still there. Not so sure what's going to happen in the retreat center. I hope it maintains. If I can go there, I will try my best to stay there and give Dharma teachings to a small group of people, because I remember when I was at the center, I was quite envious of the beautiful forest and the small retreat huts. But you never know what's going to happen because it is impermanence. Now it seems that our center is still running. Not so sure what's going to happen in the future. In the West, many centers are now, some of them are running well, some of them are not so well. And when I heard about the goodness of about them, I truly feel very delighted and happy for them. And some of the centers, when I heard that they're not doing well and even not running anymore, I do feel quite saddened, especially contemplating on how they used to be very prosperous. But it is impermanence. Look at all the great teachers of the past, the majority of the great masters who first came to United States to give Dharma teachings, and they are passed away, and the majority of the senior practitioners that attended the Dharma teaching also passed away. When I reminisce about the past, I have these vivid pictures flashing in front of my eyes, and sometimes makes me sorrow and sometimes delight. And then Phuntsok Rinpoche continued to say that this great stupa carries inconceivable benefit. When it is completed, you should actively make prostrations to it, circumambulate it, and praise it. Both you and others will experience auspiciousness, and all wishes may be fulfilled. When you think about taking the same trip and following the footprints of Phuntsok Rinpoche, take this pilgrimage travels, of course you can definitely do that. Whenever you have this opportunity, please do circumambulate this stupa and take another circumambulation for me as well. I really wish to take another tour and to go back to this stupa again and to circumambulate myself. I would be very delighted if I can do that, but of course there's a sense of bitter sweetness because Phuntsok Rinpoche has passed away, and it is, I may feel very sorrowful when I think about that. But Phuntsok Rinpoche said that if you can do that, then you will experience auspiciousness and all wishes will be fulfilled. And Tashi Dili.